I launched the boat in '98, which was 20 years ago. I built it in my rumpus room and garage, and then I got 34 mates to help me take it out. We knocked out the back wall of the house and rolled the boat over and took it back in, and then took another 4 years to complete the boat. And then Craig bought the boat off me 4 years ago, and I had it for 16 years.
Oh yeah, she's good. Yeah, love her. It's lively, keeps you on your toes, no rest. You just got to keep working it all the time. And I'm lucky to have another 7 good crew that sail the same way as I do, so it never gets a minute rest.
Yeah, it gets tiring at the end of the race, because if you're an owner, I never used to sleep. So by the time you get to Gladstone, it's a long way.
You hear every creak in the boat.
Yeah, and you worry about breakage, and also if it's blowing over 30 knots, it's challenging, and you've got to be full on.
Why do it? What do you love about it?
Just the challenge, end of the race. Something I've done all my life as far as sailing, and just love the sport.
Tell me about your boat.
Dream, built in 1998 by Ian Gladstone. It's basically a overgrown skiff, very light boat, very lively. It will be on this race because we're going to have a fair bit of wind, so yeah, keep us on our toes.
I was going to say, with ex-tropical cyclone Iris sitting off the coast of Queensland at the moment, its movement is still a little bit uncertain. Conditions, you said windy, does that also equate to some rough seas that you'll go through?
Yeah, we had a briefing at Town Hall last night. The Bureau is predicting 3 metre swell, so for me that's good. We'll better get down a few waves pretty good.
So you say that's good. For me, that sends a shiver up my spine, 3 metre swells.
Yeah, no, look, if it moves north, the wind will stay around about 20-25 knots. And that's what they're predicting at this time. If it comes south, we don't know what's going to happen.
So a pretty quick race then?
Very quick race. Very quick race.
How many boats will be competing this year?
I think it's down to 57. It was over 60, but there's been a few withdrawals.
And for your boat, you said it's the 6th race for yourself. For your boat, how many times has it done it? So it's done it every year since it was built?
Yes. Well, this 1 year, yeah. And that's when I had it. The original owner did all the races. So.
And is he on the boat with you this year?
No.
How many crew will you have?
7 crew. We normally take 8, but we're 1 down. So.
And Craig, how do you train for the race like this, especially with the conditions and 3 metre swells? I'm like you, Craig. It's scary. Green. I'm going green thinking about it.
It's very hard to train for rough conditions in Queensland because we've got it pretty easy up here. Half my crew, we did Hobart together last year, Sydney Hobart, that is. And the other half, look, we've been sailing together for a long time. We can handle basically anything that's thrown at us. So,
well, if you've been across Bass Strait, and that can whip up some pretty wild weather at times.
I grew up in Hobart as well, so we know wind.
And the call, I want to know the atmosphere on the boat, so give us some calls. What are you going to be yelling? What if it gets hairy? What comes out?
There's really no yelling. Everyone knows what they're doing.
Directing then? Who's directing? Are you the leader?
I'll navigate,
okay.
And skipper. So,
but
like everyone on there, everyone owns boats, and we all sail on each other's boats. So, yeah, we just come back from Victoria doing the Marley Point overnight race, which was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, we've done a fair bit together.
It doesn't sound like there's a weekend that goes by when you're not out on the water, Craig.
Oh, there's not.
Well, can I wish you all the very best. The 70th Brisbane to Gladstone yacht race, how quick do you think you'll be?
Look, I'm estimating we'll probably be in around about 9 o'clock Saturday night, yeah.
9 o'clock Saturday night.
But Blackjack's the one to watch. I reckon I'll break the record.
Oh, yeah, and with the winds as they are, we'll find out more from the Bureau in the next few minutes. Craig, all the very best to you and your crew in those 3 metre swells. I appreciate you coming in this morning. Craig Salter, who will be on board the Dream, built in 1998. It's been there before, both the boat and Craig, and knows what to expect.
Welcome to Brisbane, the River City, capital of the Sunshine State, and the starting point for the iconic Brisbane to Gladstone yacht race. The organising authority and host club of this historic race is the Queensland Cruising Yacht Club, located in Shorncliffe on Cabbage Tree Creek. In years gone by, the start of the race was just off Shorncliffe Pier. However, over the years, the monohull start has had to be moved offshore to cater for the increased draft of some of the bigger competitors, and now is approximately 2 nautical miles off the pier. At precisely 11 a.m, the yachts will receive the starting gun and set course for the first turning mark off Redcliffe, making sure to miss Otter and Garnet Rocks that are actually parts of the course and must be left to port. From here, the yachts will head across Moreton Bay toward picturesque Moreton Island for the M8 beacon. The yachts will then work their way through the northwest shipping channel markers, heading gradually back towards the top of Bribie Island. Finally, with Caloundra close on the port-hand side, the fleet breaks the shackles of Moreton Bay. From the fairway mark, navigators will plot courses to what they believe will be the quickest. This could bring yachts inshore, skirting Double Island Point, or further offshore, chasing favourable winds and currents. With beautiful Fraser Island on the port-hand side, yachts will then round Indian Head and Breaksea Spit before turning westerly, rounding the picturesque Lady Elliot Island, part of the southern Great Barrier Reef, and heading across what is affectionately termed the Paddock. Now on the homeward stretch with the lights of Agnes Water and 1770 on the horizon, the yachts will pick up the first Channel Beacon S2, before making their way through this tricky snake of flashing lights marking the shipping channel, flanked by shallow bars. Any yachts arriving at this point with an outgoing tide will have a bit of a battle on their hands. The tide can make or break some yachts' campaigns, especially in light airs. Past the East Banks and Gatcombe Head, the race up the harbour will be tight between the shallows and sharing the shipping channel with 15,000-tonne coal ships. Finally, the end is in sight, with the finish a line of sight between the A7 beacon and a buoy off the beautiful Spinnaker Park, where the finish line crew will fire a gun to mark the end of the race for each yacht. It won't take long for Mayor Matt Burnett to meet the boats and crews with a carton of cold amber fluid before the yachts head past the new East Shores recreational development. And finally, celebrations that should last some time at the world-famous Gladstone Yacht Club.
Maybe I should cry for help. too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vultures, negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping they could be the one. I was born to run, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip, word upon your lip, lip, rather that you rip, rip, break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do whatever it takes, 'cause I love how it feels when I break the chains. Whatever it takes, yeah, take me to the top. I'm ready for whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes. Always had a fear of being typical, looking at my body feeling miserable, always hanging on to the visual. I wanna be invisible, looking at my years like a martyrdom. Everybody needs to be a part of them. Never be enough, I'm the prodigal son. I was born to run, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, slip, word upon your lip, lip, rather that you rip, rip, break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do whatever it takes, 'cause I love how it feels when I break the chains. Whatever it takes, yeah, take me to the top. I'm ready for whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes. Hypocritical, egotistical, don't wanna be the parenthetical, hypothetical, working out of something that I'm proud of. Out of the box, an epoxy to the world and the vision we've lost. I'm an apostrophe, I'm just a symbol to remind you that there's more to see. I'm just a product of the system of catastrophe, and yet a masterpiece, and yet I'm half diseased. And when I am deceased, at least I go down to the grave and die happily, and leave the body of my soul to be a part of it. I do what it takes, whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do whatever it takes, 'cause I love how it feels when I break the chains. Whatever it takes, yeah, take me to the top. I'm ready for whatever it takes, 'cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes.
You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude and a lease on life is a peace of mind. Seeking to find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride and shit. I'm straight. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Get up my way. I'm running late. What can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, trudging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. I got 20,000 deep off in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head. Whoa.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am, I couldn't forget. I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
I'm feeling glorious. The crib looking victorious. You know that we've been going it since we hopped out that DeLorean. Yeah, we went on guard. Things are just things, they don't make you who you are. Can't pack up a U-Haul and take it with you when you're gone. We posted on the porch, my family's glasses to the stars. My grandma
I'm ready